Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Dragon Ball Super episode 84 review. The title of this episode is Son Goku, the Recruiter, invites Krillin and number 18. Goku and Gohan arrive at Krillin's house and ask him and number 18 to join the Tournament of Power. Aiden convinces Krillin to participate in order to put his newfound martial arts training to use, but is reluctant to join herself. She quickly suspects Goku and Gohan of hiding something from them, but ultimately agrees to participate for a 10 million Zenny reward. Gohan decides to test Krillin in a sparring match on the coast. Krillin swiftly defeats him by blinding him with his new move, the Taioken times 100, and knock him into the sea. Goku, excited by Krillin's new power, challenges him into a sparring match as well. They relocate to a building owned by Mr. Satan, where Krillin quickly forces Goku to turn Super Saiyan and even briefly manages to go toe to toe with the Super Saiyan Blue form. As they use Kamehameha waves against each other, number 18 interferes and attacks Goku, justifying herself by noting that the tournament power will be a battle royale and that Goku cannot expect to fight one on one all the time. Goku concedes the match and realizes he will have to adjust his tactics in order to win the tournament of power. Now, 18 reveals 17 is currently working at a wildlife reserve, although she does not know where, and Goku decides to ask Dende to find him. Okay, so my thoughts on this episode. I love this episode so much. I think the pacing was done nicely throughout this chapter. I'm happy that Toy didn't add any filler scenes. The dialogue was pretty decent, and the animation, well, still consistent. There are some scenes that look a bit awkward, but it's not really a big deal. But what really struck me the most is how they make Krillin and 18 relevant in this episode. Krillin's character development has improved a lot since the last time he and Goku trained together, which was somewhere in episode 75 and 76. So I'm excited to see Boo, Roshi, Tien, Piccolo, and 17's performance as the story progresses. Now, there are a lot of things I want to talk about in this episode, and I'm going to enumerate those things I like and a pretty minor complaint that doesn't affect the episode. So, in the very beginning, we saw Krillin doing his general duty as a police officer, crime fighting, saving a cat from the tree branch, and helping out the community using these flash effect images. I think it was the best way to summarize Krillin's daily service, and there's no need to elaborate or stretch the story more. Then we get to see 18 doing the dishes at their house and sneezes, which I find it fascinating. It only shows that she isn't, she really isn't an artificial human. Then the part where Goku tries to recruit 18 to join the tournament, and then she looks at Goku closely. The screen starts zooming in at 18's eye while giving Goku, the death stare if he was lying. I find that very hilarious. They even add a suspense noise effect that kind of gave us chills, which was perfect. Also, when Goku and Gohan were trying to come up an idea by whispering with each other, and then Aiden caught them whispering, that was pretty hilarious too. And then we moved on to the next scene where Gohan and Krillin are gonna have a casual fight on the coast. 18, Maran, and Goku were sitting on the far corner to get a view of the match. We noticed that 18, her character, she is very observant, Gohan, being very serious about the fight. I think 18 is a very sensitive character in terms that she can potentially read people's minds. I don't know, but then 18 brought up again the death stare at Goku because Goku made a mistake mentioning the 100 million zeni worth instead of 10 million. Yeah, 10 million. I was laughing my ass off when Goku started panicking because he made a mistake and tries to switch the topic by cheering Krillin to win the match. But Marin interfered. Why he is rooting for Krillin, not his son. I thought that was fantastic right there. And then Gohan looks concerned towards Krillin if he can survive the tournament or not. But looking at Krillin's face, he looks very confident and fearless that his performance and the new technique or strategy that he has been working on will able to get him through the battle royale. And then during the spar fight of Krillin facing Gohan and Goku, I I think I just have to list down carefully what Krillin had learned from his secret training. These are the lists that I observed watching their fight in this episode, which was a very phenomenal fight. Now, one, if the opponent gets distracted by something, that is a very good advantage to make a preemptive strike. What we see in this episode, Gohan was distracted by Marin's, rooting for his dad. So Krillin saw the opportunity that Gohan took a glance at Marin and starts throwing punches and kicks at him as Gohan tried to guard them. And then we proceed to Krillin uses Tenshinhan Taioken technique, also known as solar flare in the sky, but he increases the technique to 100 times more. However, it may be a very risk technique to perform in the tournament. But what we saw from 18 and Marin, they had prepared their sunglasses and one extra sunglass for Goku as well, which I believe that they might use the sunglasses during the battle royale. The 100 times Taioken itself was way too bright. It won't be enough to guard yourself by just covering your eyes. And then the last one is where Krillin and Goku went head to head with each other. Krillin was already thinking ahead and was fully aware of his surroundings. He unleashes multiple Kienzans, also known as Destructo Disc, and throws them at Goku. Goku evades them easily, but Krillin wasn't done yet. He starts positioning his hands for another Taioken or Solar Flare technique. He catches Goku on guard. Then suddenly, Krillin later decides to unfinish his technique and starts throwing Goku random ki blasts for a surprise attack. Then he was still able to control the Kienzans, making them a boomerang effect, which I find it fascinating too. That boomerang effect was chasing Goku. Of course, Goku dodged them again and turns Super Saiyan as the ground starts to break and the rocks spread most of the area. Krillin, however, sees the advantage by hiding behind one of the rocks that were destroyed by Goku's Super Saiyan aura and lowered his ki to zero. When Goku thought Krillin was running out of option, Goku got surprised that the platform where he stands was already cut in circle by the fourth Kienzen technique he was hiding. Now we're done with Krillin's technique. His training. We proceed next with the part where Krillin recalled back in time their 20-second Tenkaichi Budokai match with Goku, where they both did a semi fist bump with each other. I was very happy and pleased that they didn't bring up the old Dragon Ball footage scene again. Instead, they revamped the scene, which I'm proud for Toy for doing so. It is a major off for me if they borrowed the old footage from the Dragon Ball or the Dragon Ball Z. Then that is just pure laziness in my opinion. Come on, it's Dragon Ball. It's a big cash cow franchise for crying out loud. At least make an effort to make this series awesome as it was intended before. Then, after the flashback, we saw Krillin made a semi fist bump again with Goku, which I find it very touching and emotional. That really hit me right in the feels. Now, if you think about it, Dragon Ball rarely does melodramatic scenes like this, such as Piccolo's death in the Saiyan arc, Imagine Vegeta's suicide attempt in the Babidi arc, to name a few. So, I hope Super does more melodramatic scenes like this, and who knows, it might take the same route as One Piece, which I personally love that show. Then we uh, then when Goku and Krillin let loose their Kamehameha attack, I noticed the detail they added up, like a snow effect when the two fireballs clashes. I don't know if you guys notice it. I think the effects look very refreshing and felt more real to look at in a perspective point. I think those snow effect might be coming from raindrops or possibly coming from Goku's Kamehameha attack. Then, after the fight, we later see Krillin looking at his bare hands. He was shaking and was about to pass out from taking too much energy. He even stated that he felt that he got electrocuted, which that detail that he was feeling. Yeah, I like that part. And then I also find it funny where Goku ends the match and Maron told Goku that technically Krillin won the fight. Goku was surprised and he didn't realize that he actually lost the match and felt embarrassed afterwards and tries to defend that he didn't lose. Oh, Goku, why can't you just stay humble? And lastly, how can we forget the original score by Sumitomo? The music in this episode was very on point. They really captured most of the moments on every segment. Now, the only gripe in this episode worth mentioning is when 18 interfered Goku's Kamehameha attack. She kicks it straight into the sky. What? So it kind of bothered me. It got me questioned there, like, what happened to Krillin's Kamehameha? Did it dissipate before he passed out? That very small minor detail right there really bugs me. It should not be taken lightly. I wish they added one clip, just a several second one clip, just to view on Krillin's beam attack, if it dissipated or, it went pushed through Goku or something. But yeah, that's just a small, minor gripe of mine. So there you have it, guys. If you like my thoughts on this episode, then hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe if you want to hear more reviews on the Dragon Ball Super series, and let me know your thoughts on this episode by leaving a message on the comment section below. This is your boy Thunder Trunks. Have a good one.